Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second ever episode of the Clients for Creatives podcast. My name is Vince, and right now it's a nice Saturday morning, actually. Pretty sunny. I
Yeah,
got my white girl coffee right here with me, and also Greg. So, welcome, Greg.
yeah. I'm only drinking like black.
Oh, you're black coffee. Okay, so you're
No
going hot.
sugar, no milk, anything. Yeah.
You're going strong, like right at 9 a.m. in the morning. And yeah, today we are going to be talking about a couple of very interesting topics. And the one that we are going to start with is going to be daily routines, how you can kind of create your own daily routine that works for you. What does our daily routines look like? What did they look like? So yeah, Greg, I want you to take the lead at this one and kind of tell us about what does your daily routine look like and how it evolved over time.
Yeah, it's funny actually because when I was starting, I think my routines were way more better, I was way more consistent with things. And right now it depends. Like I have my morning routine, usually it's pretty much the same. So wake up around 6 a.m. usually. So I wake up around like 6 a.m. From there, just a bit of stretching, cold shower. I get back to that because I had a break from cold showers because it's really hard sometimes, but I got back to it. So
Yeah.
taking a cold shower, and usually I like to do some like journaling or like meditation, one or of those two basically. But honestly, lately, sometimes I'm like getting back from my like getting away from my routines, and sometimes kind of I'm just waking up, taking a shower, do a bit of stretching, head to the office, and just take a coffee and start working. So it really
Mhm.
depends. But yeah, I think I need to definitely get back to routines more because it's such an important topic, and right now I'm slacking a bit with that.
I'm not
How,
sure
how
actually, because it's funny because if you look at your progression, you can see like probably the less rigid you were with your routines, the more money you started making actually. And this is something I heard from Alex Hormozy, and he started really talking about this and kind of calling out some of the bullshit in the entrepreneurship space that everybody's putting, I think, a bit, and I'm guilty of this as well, because that's what I heard, and I thought this was like the key to everything. I think everybody's putting a bit too much emphasis on staying super rigid with your routines and like how you need to have every single second planned out, and if you mess up, then your whole day is ruined. Like I think, yes, routines are important and they help you to, keep yourself in check and like help you to, I guess, stay afloat in a way. But I think, in my opinion, it for me it's been working out a lot better when I'm just have a structure for the day and some of the main things that I like need to get done. But it's not too many different habits and routines. I don't know about you, but yeah.
yeah,
So that's my perspective on it.
yeah, I kind of agree actually. So when I'm getting to the office, I always have my day like structured. So from like 8 a.m. or like 7 a.m. depends on when I'm basically walking into the office. I'm working till like 12 or like 1 p.m. Getting back to home, basically eating with family and spending some time, just resting. And usually I'm getting back to the office around like 3 p.m. And now it really depends. Sometimes I usually work minimum like 2 additional hours, but like afternoon work it's like a light work kind of. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
doing any crazy stuff. It's just like, because like the morning work is like, putting on Brain FM and having my, all the everything set up and just working, hard, like really rigid hard work. But like, this afternoon work is more like, I can play some music and just, do the rest of the things I have planned for the day. And then from there, I like to uh, basically do my trainings and go to the gym in the evenings. So usually around like when I get back to the office, I, spend some time at home, then going to the gym at like 7, 8 a.m., 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back home 9 p.m. and like I'm usually asleep by like 10 p.m. and that's kind of how my day looks like. Nothing really crazy,
Okay.
but yeah,
How
that's kind of how
often
it's structured.
how often do you go to the gym?
I try to do at least 3 times a week.
Three
Sometimes
times
it's
a week.
four, sometimes it's two, but
Okay.
I want it to be on average 3 times a week. Yeah.
And how long like what sort of workouts do you usually have? Is it like high intensity, lower time interval, or more like traditional weight training, longer interval? What sort of trainings do you do?
Yeah, because I'm super skinny, I'm not doing like high intensity trainings. I'm usually just going for weights and nothing crazy there as well. I have my plan, kind of like push, pull, muscles,
Mm-hmm.
uh, a bit of legs. I need to definitely do more. And yeah, that's kind of how it's structured.
Gotcha. And what about the nutrition side of things? Like, how do you structure your eating? I guess if you want to call it more in a more human way, how do you fuel
Oh,
yourself? How do you recharge? Like, like how many meals do you have? When do you have those meals? Because I think that's actually a more like probably the two things that I think make the biggest difference in how productive you can stay in the day are like your sleep, your nutrition, and when you work out as well. I think those make like a really big difference. And also like how many distractions you have when you're actually at work. But yeah, like how do you structure your eating?
Oh, yeah, that's very, very important. So, as you mentioned, like sleep is very important. I wanted to have like at least minimum like 7 hours of 8 hours. But then I found like eating is the key for me because if I eat too much in the morning, if I eat like wrong things, then I can't work really. I can't focus. I have so much brain fog. So right now, I'm not eating till around at least like 10 a.m. So when I'm in the office like 7 a.m., I
Mm-hmm.
can get coffee. That's why I'm drinking also like just black coffee, just
Okay.
to have no calories. Like it's kind of like an intermittent fasting, I
Yeah,
think.
just a bit shorter interval, right?
Yeah, like 14 hours maybe. So usually around like at least 10 a.m. Usually it's around like 1 p.m. I'm not eating anything. I'm just having my coffee, drinking water. That's it. Because before that, I usually like to have like big breakfasts, or even if I have like a small breakfast, then I'm just feeling so bad. I can't really focus. And when I'm not eating, till just having this coffee helps because you're not feeling that hungry, and I'm
Yeah.
feeling way more productive then, and I can work into mornings, really, really productive.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I also avoid like certain foods because I think like foods are very, big for me, as I mentioned. If I eat too much sugar, it's gonna crash. I'm gonna crash basically in the afternoon. So I'm avoiding sugars, avoiding dairy because it's also like very, screwing me up. But from that, like I don't have like very specific diet, anything like that. I
Mm-hmm.
just, have specific eating window, and I'm avoiding foods that I know are gonna hurt my, productivity.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, and how much I'm curious about this personally, like how much coffee do you drink a day? Because yeah, I'm kind of curious about like what's your caffeine intake like? Because I have been on like the two sides of the spectrum. Like I didn't know caffeine for well almost my whole life. Like I was never a big coffee drinker until probably around 16 years old. I mean, I don't know if people drink actually coffee before that usually. I don't know if that's a normal thing or not, but yeah, like I didn't used to I didn't drink coffee for a long time. And then I started drinking like a little bit, like just one cup a day. And then I got to a point where I was using like both pre-workout and coffee. So I probably got up to like 250, 300 milligrams a day for a while, which was I get at that point it like really hurt my productivity because I felt like anxious and just racy all the time. So I was like, okay, this is not good for my health and my productivity either. So now I kind of scaled back to like 1 to 2 coffees a day, just like one espresso, 1 to 2 espressos, which I feel like is really a healthy medium. But yeah, what about you? Like how many coffees do you have?
Yeah, I also think like the sweet spot is 2 coffees a day. So I have one in the morning and one in the afternoon,
Yeah,
so
when
somewhere
you are like
after
starting to
lunch.
crash, it just brings you back up, right? In the
Yes,
afternoon.
sometimes if I'm feeling like very tired, I'm taking this like I'm drinking energy drinks in the afternoon. But I
Hmm.
also find it's like it's good, it gives you energy and stuff, but it makes me so stressed, honestly. Then in the evening when when it's like 6 p.m., I just don't know what is happening. I'm so stressed. I'm like kind of panicking even sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's just too much for my body, and
Yeah, definitely.
so I'm
And
trying to avoid it.
it really screws up your deep sleep actually, because like I had a phase where I was really into biohacking and understanding your sleep, that sort of stuff. Like I have an Oura ring and I used to track my sleep every day, that sort of stuff. And I noticed whenever I drank coffee or energy drinks or pre-workout, like after 4 p.m., my sleep quality would go down like pretty significantly. So now my rule is like I don't drink coffee after 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But yeah, I mean, whatever works for you. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so basically you wake up at like, to sum everything up, you wake up at like 6 7 a.m., do a bit of stretching, a little bit of morning routine, kind of on and off with some parts of it, then get straight
Yes.
into work. You get I guess depending on whether you have school or not, like you get, probably a good amount of deep, really focused work done in the morning with brain FM, like no distractions, going at the hardest tasks, and then I guess have lunch at like, until then you don't eat, like you have some food at like 11 12 1 a.m 1 p.m, right? So kind of like intermittent fasting, and then in the afternoon do some light work, and then be with family and like get to sleep by like 10 p.m. Does that kind of sum it up?
Yeah, yeah, good point also that you mentioned, because right now it looks like that, but because we have like online lessons and I'm not really attending those, but I'm still like finishing my last class of school. So
Yeah.
usually if it's like a school time where we need to actually go to school, which isn't like obvious case right now, uh, it's looking way like more rigid, I would say. So I'm waking up
Hmm.
around like 5 a.m. doing hard, basically just getting coffee and straight to the work because I need to have some things done before school. So,
Yeah.
I need to, before 7 a.m., I already need to finish my morning task, because then from 8 to like 1 p.m. I'm in school. Then going back home and like 2, 3 p.m. I'm back in the office and I'm sitting there to like 8 p.m. because if I have school, it's really really stressful because there's so much
Yeah,
things I'm spending. I'm sitting here in the office. It's usually around like 7 p.m. at least. Then,
for
so yeah,
sure.
but that's
I
kind of like how it
remember
looks like.
I remember when I was going to school like full time, I used to wake up at like 3 a.m. in the morning just to get my client work done before school. And then even work like after I got home until like 10 p.m. So I was like insanely tired all the time. I don't even know how I pulled it off for like 2 years. But yeah, I think your daily routines kind of probably also change a bit as you progress in your business, because when you're just starting out, like you need to put a lot of like hard work, kind of like hustle in it. But then as things start going, you can kind of take your foot off the gas a little bit and be able to structure your day in a more healthy way. I think, I mean, that's my perspective on it. um Probably it's different for everyone else, but yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, because even right now, I don't have to work that much actually. And with the new hire, basically, I'm not even working that much because I have so much things streamlined in my agency right now. So, maybe I
Yeah.
work like 5, 6, 7 hours per day right now, maximum.
Yeah,
And
but you're working
yeah,
on like
before
growing
that,
the business and more of like the creating new systems and outreach, and like you're working more as like an actual business owner, and like building out the different structures and building blocks of the business that bring it forward, instead of having to do the daily operations and delivering the client results, right?
yes, exactly.
So it's
But
more
before
high
that,
leverage. Yeah.
before that, when I was delivering everything, it looked like this, like 6 a.m. to like 10 p.m. because I needed to edit all the videos, I needed to, create all the thumbnails, I needed to do all the work, and still do some outreach, still do some, client hunting before that. So
Yeah,
yeah, it
for
was kind
sure.
of rough at the beginning.
Cool. So I'm gonna share my morning routines and like I guess just daily routine in general as well. So what I noticed is that my routines change quite a bit depending on what sort of season of life I am in. So I tend to shift between like a couple months of pushing really hard in the business where I'm like super rigid with my life. And then usually have like 1 or 2 months of like a bit more laid back maintenance mode. Like that's what has been working well for me, where I have these two kind of seasons changing a bit. Like I cannot really just go all year full gas because I burn out. Like I experienced that before around a year ago, where I literally just pushed too hard and I couldn't even, like I didn't even want to touch work for a minute for months on end. So and that kind of killed my business actually. So I'm trying to be more mindful of like not burning myself out basically. So yeah, I kind of switch between two routines. And right now my current routine is that I wake up around 6:30 in the morning. um, I noticed that in winter I really don't like waking up early because it's still like super dark outside for a while. And I used to like that when I was a bit younger, but now I don't know. Now it's just like I hate it when there's no sunshine outside. So in the summer, it's like so much easier for me to wake up at like 5 a.m., 5:30, because when I go to the gym in the morning, it's already like sunny. I put on some music and it's like just great vibes. But for some reason, for me, it's like when I wake
Yes.
up, I brush my teeth, do all that stuff, and then I look out and it's still pitch dark. I don't know. I just and it's cold outside. I just don't really like it. So yeah, now I wake up around that time. So the sun like comes up when I'm headed to the gym. And yeah, like I basically wake up. I just have like a really basic morning routine now. I used to do a lot of different stuff as well. But I noticed that like yes, some of them did kind of help me in part of my journey, but now I prefer doing just a couple of things that I feel like make the biggest difference for me. So for example, one of them is I like to write down my goals and affirmations every single morning. So I have like an iPad, but obviously you can do this on a piece of paper as well. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, sorry you can't see it, but basically I have like a bunch of pages on my iPad where I just like write out my affirmations, and it's just like the same sort of stuff every day. So that's my way of kind of like reminding myself of what I am actually going towards, and that keeps me like going, or like that gives me like a nice kick in the morning, kind of like a reminder of like what's the point of doing this whole thing. Because sometimes I question it, like especially one thing I noticed is that in the morning I'm a lot more pessimistic about life than once I have actually like got up and started doing things. Like in the morning, sometimes I really don't feel like doing anything and I just want to stay in bed. So yeah, this really helps me with that, to not go back to sleep and actually start working and getting shit done. And then once I've done this affirmation sort of thing, I like to either just watch a little bit of like not motivational videos, but just like I know this is super weird, but I like to watch some YouTube videos about like certain things I want in my life. Like if I want a certain car, for example, I just watch like a 2 minute video of that car in the morning. So it helps me with just like visualizing it more and like seeing it over and over again. I don't know. This might be something that only works for me, but hey, or like watching, if I want to go somewhere for a couple months, like I just watch a quick video of that place. And that again just comes in with the vision and the kind of life I want to live. It just keeps it strong in my mind, and it's like I can't speak crystal clear, right? Like the image. So yeah, I do that. um my meditation, routine has been something that's been lately. Like I haven't been meditating much at home, but I used to meditate like every day, um, first thing in the morning. Now what works best for me is like after I've done my affirmations, I brush my teeth, did all that stuff. I basically just straight up go to the gym. I do like a shorter workout, like 30 to 45 minutes. And I work out every single weekday, so 5 times a week. And then after my workout, I like to do a 15 to 20 minute sauna. And then in that sauna session, I go to like a really nice gym now because they opened a new one in my city, and they have like meditation music in the actual sauna, and it's pretty empty. Like I basically, it's only just me and the sauna and in that wellness section of the gym. So I just like go there. I lay down on the bench in the sauna, and then I just meditate there for like 10-15 minutes. So it's been really nice for me because I found it really hard to take the time out of my day just to meditate. But if I'm kind of combining it together with doing sauna and meditation, it makes it a lot easier because like sauna is almost kind of like a treat for me once I finish my workout, because I do it like I do 15-20 minutes of sauna at like 100 degrees Celsius. And then after that, they have like a bucket tool there where you can like pull a lever, and they
Oh yeah.
splash like cold water on your head, and they also have like showers there. So I just do like a cold shower after the sauna, and then you just feel like incredible after that. So I almost position that as like a treat after getting up and going to the gym and getting my workout done. And then I also get my cold shower in that way. So I kind of like, I used to do cold showers in the morning, but I just found that like dreading. So this way I feel like, I guess I don't get the mental strength benefit side of the cold shower that much, because it's obviously a lot easier to do a cold shower after a sauna, but I still get the health benefits of it. So as you guys can see, I kind of like structured these habits that I had a hard time staying consistent with at home, and I just kind of like put them together in a way that makes it a lot easier and even kind of pleasurable for me to do them. So yeah, that's kind of how it looks like. Wake up, do affirmations, go to the gym, quick workout, sauna, while meditating, and then a quick cold shower. And after that, I come home, I drink a coffee, and then I get straight into work. I do like 4 hours of deep work until around noon. And I either eat like a really small, minimal amount of food before my workout, because I find it hard to work out while fasted. So I usually just have like a protein bar or just a coffee and nothing else. And then I have my first meal around noon, and that's usually like a bigger meal, but I try to not eat too many carbs, like more of a protein based meal. And yeah, that makes me full, but I don't get like an insane huge carb crash in the early afternoon. And then after that, I like to just take like an hour off afternoon. So I usually just like either go for a walk or just like visit my mom and talk with her, and visit my sister for an hour, just like a quick break from kind of like work, because my brain is usually like pretty tired after that stuff. And then I get back home around 2 p.m. I go into more of like operational light work, just like you, where I maybe film a video because I find that like a bit more easy for me, or I just have some sales meetings and sales calls, and just more of like stuff where you don't need to focus as super intensely, or when you don't need to like think of, yeah, basically like a bit less creative work compared to like writing up documents of different systems and processes, or creating training material, that sort of stuff. And yeah, I usually work for around like 3 more hours or so. So I kind of finish around like 5-6 p.m., maybe 4 hours. And after that, I just like to spend some time with friends or family, and maybe watch some documentaries or YouTube videos. and then go to sleep around like 9 to 10 p.m. So I do sleep quite a bit now. I think it's like 9 hours in total. But I don't know. I like sleeping, to be honest. And now I can kind of I know. I mean, I think it depends on like your, biology as well, like how much sleep is enough for you. I know that I can get away just fine with like 8 or 7.5 hours, but I don't know. I just enjoy sleeping, to be honest, and I like that extra feeling of alertness that 9 hours gives me. Because like when you're in bed for 9 hours, that's realistically more like 8 hours of actual sleep or 7.5. So yeah, that just works really well for me. In the summer, I usually sleep a bit less. And yeah, that is kind of my current like daily routine, I guess. And yeah, I just another quick extra tip is like I try to stop eating around 2 hours before going to bed, and that just makes it easier for me to fall asleep. And I also like, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect with my routines. So sometimes if I go out with friends and we go to, I don't know, like sometimes we go hang out, whatever, and then sometimes I stay up until like 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning. So if that happens, one thing I like to do, and I know this is kind of controversial, so I'm not recommending you to do this, but I like to kind of use melatonin as a supplement for a couple days after that. So basically, I would take like melatonin at like 7 p.m. the day after. So that makes me super sleepy by 9 p.m. And then I do the same thing the next day and the next day. And then on the third day, I already got back to my regular schedule, and it doesn't shift off too much. Because in the past, one thing that happened to me a lot was like when I would go out, it would mess up my sleep pattern for probably 1 or 2 weeks, and it would be hard to get back to it. So this just helps me with that. So yeah, I guess that is kind of how mine looks. I know it was pretty detailed, but hope someone found it interesting.
Yeah, I have a question, and
Yeah.
how consistent you are with it?
Yeah.
Because
So
I think this is a misconception that people think that we are doing it day in and day out. So day in and day out we are doing all the
yeah.
same things. We are so strict with that and stuff.
So I would say my consistency even kind of goes in waves. Like probably the past 30 days I've been really consistent with it. Like, or even the couple last few months, I've been consistent. I would say like I can stick to it probably like 80% of the time, but not like still not 100%. So the way I usually mess things up is like in the afternoon, I often get into like a YouTube rabbit hole or something, or I get distracted in the afternoon after 2 p.m. So that's kind of like where I usually slip up. But for me nowadays, like going to sleep early, it's been a lot easier, and that's probably the hardest part of like waking up early. It's actually going to bed on time. So I wake up on time, unless I'm going out with friends. I find the gym pretty easy for me now, and sauna as well, because I actually kind of grown to love it. So I enjoy that part of the day like probably the most. So I mean, that's not something that just came to me naturally. Like in the beginning when I started, focusing on my habits and daily routines, I didn't love it. But after a year or two, like as I kind of saw the changes in my body as well and started seeing progress, I kind of got addicted to that. Like, how can I keep progressing at that as well? It's the gym is just like kind of business where it's like really it gives you a big dopamine rush when you get to do like a new PR, or you see some growth in your or muscle development or whatever. So I actually don't really have much struggle with staying consistent with those, to be honest, nor like the affirmation stuff. The part where I find difficulty is like sometimes staying focused and doing the right sort of tasks in the morning work blocks, or in the afternoon work blocks. Sometimes I really don't have any motivation to do work, and I might end up like opening a new tab in my browser and start watching some random shit, and then I kind of just need to like give myself a little slap on the back and then get back to it. But yeah, so I would say overall I'm like 80% consistent. Um, in the past, I was definitely a lot worse with staying consistent with it. Like when I just started out, I was trying to do like insane routines where I would wake up at like 3, 4 a.m. and try to do like 12-hour work days. And I don't think you can do that off the bat. Like you need to train yourself
Mhm.
to be able to focus for long periods of time. So I say, just like with the gym, like just like how you wouldn't go to the gym for the first time and try to bench press 100 kilos, like the same way with work, you just want to start by doing 1 or 2 hours of work and then slowly increase that by like half an hour every week or something. That's my perspective on it. What are your thoughts? Like, how are you with the consistency side of things?
Yeah, I think I totally agree with that. That at the beginning, it definitely needs, training to get to the point where you can actually sit down and focus for like a few hours a day. When it comes to consistency, I think also I would say around 80%. But just so people don't think that I'm, doing all of that all the time at those specific hours, because sometimes, sometimes I sleep in. Even today, I actually wanted to wake up at like 7 a.m. and like turned my alarm clock and I wake up and oh, it's 8:30. Or I want to go to the gym, but I'm just feeling so tired and I'm not going. It's not all the time, but sometimes it
Yeah.
happens, and I not or even taking a break from the work, just scrolling through Instagram, whatever, and just I see it passes by, but like 30 hours, but 30 minutes passes by, and I'm still scrolling or whatever. But yeah, definitely it's way better right now also than it was in the past. And I think also one thing that stand out to me that you mentioned is about the gym and the sauna and all that stuff, because I think it's very important when you are creating habits, and even if you want to like work more, let's say go to the gym, to create basically everything like that the environment is kind of making you do it. So even
Yeah.
to clarify my point, for example, if you're like alcoholic addictive and you have alcohol in on your table in the kitchen, so it's very easy for you to slip up and drink alcohol. And the same way if you and it's the other way around as well. So if you, for example, have all the things set up in the way that it's easy for you to go to the gym. So for example, you have your clothes packed by, you have all the stuff packed day before, you're gonna go to the sauna that you enjoy and all that stuff, and you, for example, have some good music playing, whatever. Or with work, for example, if you improve your setup, so for example you buy a nice chair that is actually comfortable, that you can spend hours in. If you buy better laptop, if you buy better equipment, whatever, if it's gonna make the environment better for you, it's easier for you to actually do this habit.
Yeah, and
What do
also
you think?
you can position these things like buying a nice chair or a new computer as kind of like rewards. So if you actually did what you say you are going to do and you did manage to stay consistent with your work and got some results, maybe you got a new client, like you can buy these things as a reward for yourself, and that also kind of reinforces that positive feedback loop in your brain towards doing these actions. So you can kind of like slowly make yourself like doing these actions because you know something positive will come out of it, even if you don't enjoy it that much in the certain moment.
Yeah, for example, like I think this is actually like a big tip, because previously I had a very uncomfortable chair, and when I got this one, it's not like it's just like an IKEA for I don't know like 150 bucks or something. It's just so comfortable that I can sit for an hours and work. And before that, I needed to take a break, stretch a bit, and just I was finding excuses to basically stop working. And right now, and I have also like a standing desk, so basically I can switch from standing to sitting, and
Mhm.
those two things kind of unlocked extra hours for me to work.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, yeah, I mean, I so basically, to come back to the point of being consistent with these habits, like how important would you say consistency is with these things and with your outreach and like the daily small tasks, and also how do you stay consistent? Like what helped you in the past to make be more consistent with these, I guess. And yeah, what are your thoughts on this as a whole?
Hmm. Yeah, I think consistency is the key. Usually, why people fail, I believe, building their agencies is because they are simply not consistent. So they may work for a week really hard. Send 100 cold emails, send 100 DMs, do all the outreach, all the other stuff, and like work really, really hard, and basically they then stop because they are, burn out and they don't want to work anymore, and it's basic making them, they don't want to work basically.
Yeah.
And it's better to actually work, I think, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, but be consistent with it. To instead of doing 100 emails per day, do 10 emails per day, but for 3 months straight, for example. So consistency, especially at the beginning, is very key, because even if you, for example, start doing outreach for a month, you're maybe not gonna see results, in the next month, but after 3 months, you probably gonna see, because it's usually like delayed effect of
Yeah.
being inconsistent. So you may be inconsistent, and you may think, oh, actually nothing changed, it's still all good, but there is the effect gonna be there, in 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I think a big reason for that, and I just kind of recently started to realize this more and more. I think the reason for that is because at the end of the day, business is about people, and getting people to trust you to buy your product or service that you're selling. And I've noticed this, that a lot of people, for example, who buy our program, like the Clients for Creatives coaching program, which helps them to basically build their agencies or freelancing businesses, like a lot of them have already watched my content and watched my videos for like 6 months, even a year sometimes. And that is plenty of time to get to know me, because I consistently put out like new videos every week, and every video kind of like helps them to get to know me better and like know what to expect from me. And same thing with my agency clients as well. Like a lot of times with my cold outreach, a lot of times it takes like months of following up and doing little conversations, or just like reacting to people's Instagram stories and just like staying top of mind to get them on a meeting where they actually want to start working with me. So I think a reason why there is this delay between you taking the actions consistently and then getting the result a couple months after is because it takes that much time to build up that trust, where people trust you enough to get on a call with you and basically give you their money in return for the promised result that you can bring them. Or at least that's something like I noticed. I don't know what you think about this.
Yeah, like we also discussed on the previous episode, you would have to kind of detach from the outcome and just focus on being consistent with the actions.
Yeah.
Because if you are just, and consistency is key, really, because if you want to get clients, you need to follow up. Even as you mentioned, even last month I closed a client. I honestly, I don't even know when I first messaged him. I think it may be even like 12 months ago or
Mm-hmm.
something, and just I was following up every month, and he didn't even reply to those messages. He saw those, didn't reply, and I still was following up.
No, so
you
you
know in,
got that new client, didn't lose it, right?
yes, yes, so I
Okay,
got him
sorry,
in.
just because you said you lost that client. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Yeah, so yeah,
signed
so
it.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I signed a new client, and it was funny, like a year of following up, and then got a client, and he's a perfect client. Actually, it's not like,
Mm-hmm.
he just signed up because I was following up so much, and he just wanted me to stop. So yeah, and he pays me like $1,500 per month,
Yeah.
so kind of worth it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, totally. And if you look at, I mean, if you just want to kind of like, I mean, in my opinion, the best thing you can do if you want to achieve success in any sort of field, you just need to look at what people who are already successful at it are doing and model their actions. So if you look at like the all-time greats, quote unquote, that people look up to in a lot of ways, like even in sports, if you look at, basketball, what did Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant do? Like they showed up every single day at the court, and they shoot the shots like every day for hours and hours on end, even when they weren't signed and even when they weren't successful yet. or even in business, like the people you see doing really well with their agencies or consulting businesses, they are putting out content every single day. And even with the YouTubers, like they put out content consistently for years and years. Like with Mr. Beast, he's been uploading for 4 or 5 years before he even got like a good amount of income from his channel, and he was like going hard at it every single day, like he was obsessed. So if you just look at successful people in all areas of life, like consistency is always something that is there. It's like almost a requirement for you to achieve success in any sort of field. So I think, yeah, I totally agree that it's huge. And probably the good thing about that is like it's something you can control. You know, it's not an outside factor. You can always focus on being more consistent with your actions and just like doing the small things every single day. Because when you look at a big goal that you have, like if you're just starting your business, for example, and you want to make 10K a month with it, like it seems super far away when you're just out, because you don't know what you need to do to get there. But if you just break it down into small daily actions, like, okay, I'm going to spend 1 hour a day on learning a new skill like sales or offer creation or service delivery. I'm going to spend 2 hours a day on reaching out to new clients, and I'm going to spend 1 hour a day on creating content. If you just do these 4 things every day, like it's in your control. You know what to do. You know what to do on the micro, like small daily level. These small tasks are a lot more tangible than the goal of making 10K a month. And if you just do this every single day for a year, you will likely get there. It's in your control. So that's why I'm a huge fan of this topic as a whole.
Yes, yeah, exactly. If you follow a proven process, for example, of getting clients, so either you have a good outreach process in place. So if you send like 100, 200, 300 messages, there's no way that you're not gonna set up a meeting, honestly, because there's a
If your
statistic.
messaging is good, because there is ways to
Exactly.
not get a meeting. Because if you're just sending, like I see this all the time, sorry to cut you off, where people are trying
Yes.
to pay someone to get like a small lead list, and they just want to do mass email outreach. Guys, mass email outreach in most cases doesn't fucking work in 2022, because it's so clear that you are just trying to shortcut it and do like a cookie cutter method, and you are expecting to get meetings from that. Like there's no way to shortcut it. You need to do the boring work and just like put effort into things. Like you can't expect to get something out of nothing. Like even with your outreach, you need to customize it, you need to make it unique, you need to work at it and learn copywriting, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. For example, I had some success with, mass email outreach and stuff, but it wasn't like I see people doing it. So like sending just the same message to everyone, it was
Yeah.
actually very personalized. Even if I'm sending messages to someone that I'm reaching out to, I'm really looking for to like stand out in a way. So, sometimes, for example, I reach out to someone and I'm saying about their YouTube. So either I send a Loom or I'm sending a picture of the screen that I'm actually watching their video right now, and I'm saying, oh, and I'm saying something about, or I'm saying, oh, I watched your testimonial and I saw this, and I'm taking a picture of me of like watching the testimonial, picture of
Yeah, exactly.
screen.
So you put effort into it. That's the key.
Exactly, and it's standing
Instead of
out.
it taking like 1 second where you just press one button and it sends it the same message out to 100 people, you're putting probably like 5-10 minutes into one message, and the results show. Like you in today's day and age where everybody's getting bombarded with emails, like you need to stand out, or even with messages on Instagram or Facebook Messenger, like you need to stand out. You need to go the extra mile, and I think that's how you get the results in today's day and age.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes I see people, because right now, even I'm getting a lot of messages from people that want to sell me something. And, I'm getting a message. For example, even I saw someone doing like a Loom outreach. So he actually included a Loom link in his message. But the messaging was just so bad. It was like, no personalization, just a Loom video, like some, random stuff. And then like five different links to like free courses and whatever. I honestly thought it's like a spam message, and like
Yeah.
I'm actually, you know, surprised that I even saw that there was a Loom video, because I just checked it and oh, it's total spam. I wanted to like delete it. And so yeah, we kind of drafted away from the topic, but definitely is a
Yeah.
big point.
Yeah, anyways, so yeah, I guess to sum everything up, like with the daily routines, you need to try out different things. I think you need to try out different habits and see which ones you like and which ones are bringing you like benefits, basically. Like I would say don't do something just because people online say that you should be doing that. Like in this kind of like hustle culture that we have, you see all these, like you see all the meme page, not meme page, they are not even meme pages. That's the funny thing. Like on Instagram, if you're just scrolling, you see all this entrepreneurial content, quote unquote, where they have like an image of Elon Musk and then a quote that wasn't even said by him, right? It's just like the page's owner adds into it, like you need to wake up every day at 4 a.m. if you want to see success, like requires huge
Yeah.
sacrifice, whatever. Like bro, the stuff that you see on Instagram recommended to you in a way where it's like you need to do this if you want to see anything, or otherwise you're completely shit. Like the stuff you see there is not even said by the actual people who they put there as like the image. It's just them coming up with it most of the time or rehearsing it. And yeah, like don't, I would say don't follow that advice necessarily by all means. Just try out different things that are proven to work. See which one brings you the most benefit, but always keep the focus actual getting shit done and making progress with the small daily activities instead of making the habits the daily activities. Because they, if you have like meditation, affirmations, cold shower, whatever, incense sticks, you have yoga, you have working out, and like five other different habits in your morning routine, like you will basically waste your most productive hours and your most like attention, like you will waste most of your energy and attention span on the habits, and you will not have anything left to actually get the work done. So I think people fall into that trap all the time, and I did as well, where you are just focusing on getting all your habits done for the day, and you feel good about yourself once you actually got them done, because it's like awesome, I completed all the habits I have for today.
Yeah.
But you didn't put a single fucking hour of time into the work, and you didn't make any progress in that. So it gives you this like false sense of progress, where in real life you didn't actually do anything that would make you like get any results. So make the small like daily tasks the main thing in your business, and then use habits that can support you to get more done, and to that can support you with your like mental well-being and make you feel good, so you're not miserable. Basically, that's my advice on this.
Yeah, that's the key to, because for example, I have all the routines that I have are set up in a way not to, you know, just do those things, but to like optimize kind of me and my output. So for
Yeah,
example,
like
taking cold
support
showers,
you, right?
yeah, it brings me energy. Meditation, you know, brings me more clear mind, or like working out, or not eating. You know, it's not because like I just not eating. It's because I want to be more productive, you know, and to
Yeah,
put in more productive work. So exactly, very good point. You know,
like
set up your routine in a
yeah,
way that can help you actually achieve your goals, not make the habits your goal.
yeah, exactly. Like don't put more time and effort into the things that are supposed to support you to get more stuff done than actually getting stuff done. That's basically it.
Yeah, and don't copy those like Elon Musk or like Gary Vee routines, because
Yeah.
you probably don't want to be even at their level. For example, Gary Vee, and like, you know, he's probably shooting and working and all that stuff, and all, on the calls all the time and just flying around jets. But if you don't want to be at this level, there's no point why you would do the same. So you need to try, you know, just see what's working for you, do that. See what
Yeah.
others are working that you want to be, for example, at their level.
Yeah, like basically figure out what you want for yourself exactly. Because the problem is like a lot of people might see these people online who are like, you know, mega successful in business and that one area of life, but they don't get the whole picture. They think that those people are insanely happy all the time and feeling super good. They are like flying on jets and they think like, oh, that's exactly what I want. But you don't get the whole image. You only get the nice parts of it. Like you only see one slither of their time, and you only see basically what they want you to see. And I'm not even just talking about Gary Vee and Elon Musk, but like all the influencers and business people on YouTube and Instagram. You don't get the whole picture. I know many entrepreneurs who are making you know, 7 or 8 figures online with their business, but they literally want to kill themselves because they are miserable in their life. So don't just um, don't just copy those. Find out, like, figure out what you want your days to look like, what you want your life to look like, and then kind of reverse engineer that into what are the daily actions and habits that can help me to get there in a way where you can actually still enjoy the journey. Because I know this is super cliche quote, but I think cliche quotes are cliche for a reason, because if something is said so many times, it's usually actually true, right? Like when people say, you know, hard works brings you success or whatever, it's a cliche because it's true. Or I don't know, there are a lot of cliches, but what I'm trying to say is like, what was I actually trying to say? I kind of like lost my train of thought. So where was I? Shit. I was Can you remind me where I was before I said the cliche stuff?
Yeah, we were talking about Gary Vee, his routines, and those people.
Yeah, shit, I completely forgot, but I was gonna be pretty good one. Anyways, yeah, so just like, yeah, oh yeah, it was that the journey is the actual reward, not the end result, because basically the journey makes up 99% of your time, and getting the end result, which in the business world it might be just getting money or recognition or success, like that is only a small tiny portion of your life, if you even get it, you know. So don't make the the whole purpose of your life to get that end result. Like create life that you actually enjoy the journey in, like you enjoy the everyday things, you enjoy your routines, you enjoy how you spend your days. And yeah, don't just copy someone famous person's like life if it makes you miserable, because I think the goal is to enjoy life as a whole and your days, instead of trying to wait for something amazing to happen like years down the road.
Yeah, you definitely need to enjoy your daily life because even if you look at those, rich people, their life isn't just like driving around in a sports car on vacations, drinking, partying,
Yeah,
whatever. It's most like 90% of it is still like work in the office, and the rest 10% is just be enjoying the life. So you need to enjoy this 90% if you want to actually get even this 10%.
yeah, definitely. So I would say, to sum everything up that we talked about, for your daily routine, try to create something that you can stay consistent with. And one of the biggest things that's going to make a difference in how energetic you feel throughout the day is if you can have a consistent sleep schedule. So you go to bed around the same time every day and you wake up around the same time every day. You don't have huge fluctuations. That's going to make a huge difference. If you structure your eating in a way where it doesn't make you sleepy in the morning, like don't have a huge meal in the morning, if possible. Try to structure it around your day with the right kind of foods for you that don't make you feel super low energy. And incorporate some habits for all aspects of your life. Like have some part of your day allocated towards socializing and spending some time with your friends and family. Have some time of your day spent on your physical health, so you actually feel good in your body, and that's going to reflect in how you communicate with others and how you express yourself as well and how you feel about yourself. Have some time towards learning, where you can acquire new things and grow your mind basically. And and have time allocated towards growing whatever venture you're trying to build as well. Um, and maybe even have some time allocated towards your spiritual life, like whether that's religion for you or reading about that sort of stuff, or having a prayer. I think that is also like super important. So just like, obviously, don't you cannot really make these fit into every single day, but have these in your life consistently every single week, I would say. And try to make them take up, like have each of them take up as much time of your day as much like that fits kind of the outcome that you are trying to get to, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Do you have anything you want to add to it, or anything highlight?
No, I definitely agree with what you said.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think then it's a good way to end the episode here. So really hope you guys found this one insightful and interesting. If you have any thoughts you want to add to it, then comment it down below in the YouTube video's description, or if you are listening on Spotify, we would really, really appreciate if you gave this show a 5-star rating. That really helps us with the algorithm to get some more listens on Spotify. I guess I'm pretty new to that word, but in general, it just looks cool when you have reviews on your show. So if you liked it, please drop a review on it, and that's all. You can find us on Instagram. Uh, the links will be in the description of the show. And also, if you are looking for one-on-one help with us personally to help you grow your freelancing or agency business as a creative, and you want to get to 10K a month as soon as possible with that, apply for our program. You will be able to click on the link in the description, book in a call with me or Greg personally, where we will see whether you would be a good fit or not, and help you give some clarity on the steps you need to take. So if you're a good fit, you'll get the chance to join the program. And if not, you just basically got a free coaching call from us. So there's nothing to lose there. And hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.